there, I hope that you're doing well. I just came home from yet another exam, as per usual. Good news is this is the last one for a couple of weeks. I don't have the next one until the 26th, so I am hopefully gonna have a bit more time to paint and get back into a more regular routine of things. I started this piece yesterday, which I'm really happy with. I'm really happy with where it's going. I was a bit indecisive at one point. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the lighting too much, but I wanted to show you, I did some thumbnail tests on Procreate. I think, so this was the stage where I got to, and then I was feeling really confused because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go dark hair, like a dark blonde type hair and light background, or whether I wanted to go black background and light hair, which is what I ended up doing in the end. So I did a bit of a mock-up. So this was the first version, but I wasn't really willing to go darker with the hair, and so I think because this was going to be a mid-tone and everything else around it is already a mid-tone, it wouldn't really have worked. So instead I did this, which I think looks a lot better. There's a lot more contrast and it pulls your eye towards the character a lot more. And then the only thing that I'm still a bit unsure about is what color I want to do this bit. So I put masking fluid on it for now because I thought I was going to paint the hair in. But it's been useful anyways, just for the parts that are going to go over the background. I'm not sure whether I want it to be red, but in order for that to work, I think I'm gonna have to have other red elements in the painting, and I don't think the skin is saturated enough for that to work. So we'll see how I feel about that once I'm basically done with the rest of the piece. This will be the last thing I do anyways, or if I want to keep it white, and in that case I'll probably go over it with white ink. So we'll see how that goes. What I have to do for now is I'll print out all of these tomorrow probably and journal about it so I can collect my ideas properly. But what I have to do for now, which I think I'm going to do tonight, is another gouache layer. So this is I'm not sure if it's gouache or watered down, really watered down gouache or watercolor, maybe Payne's Grey. I'm not sure which I used yesterday, but I'm gonna do a very light layer of gouache to hopefully make it a bit more uniform, because this is the same cloudy textured watercolor paper that I talked about a while ago that people were laughing about in the comments. It does have a cloudy texture and I really like it because other than the fact that it feels really good tactile wise, watercolors granulate really differently on it. They granulate a lot more than they do on other papers, and I really like that. So I didn't do anything in particular on the background, but it created this really cool effect. It looks like I've put salt on it almost, and I really like that. So I actually was running out. This was my last sheet, so I stopped by at the art store to get a pack of A3 today. It was funny because I asked the guy if they had the specific torchon version, and he was like, "You're one of 3 people that asks for it because it has a really weird texture," and I'm like, "That's why I want it." So good that I found it. Just because I know some people are gonna ask. This is the one that I normally use on bigger sizes as well, but the regular Canson Montville is my favorite regular watercolor paper. The Montville Torchon version is that weirdly textured one that I also really like, but I guess it depends on what you want to do with it. If you want a really smooth effect, it might not be the best because, as I said, it tends to granulate, and I think it makes colors a bit harder to control. I wouldn't recommend it to a beginner. But then also, very exciting, other than the watercolor paper, I wanted to get a couple of Sennelier oil pastels. I've not tried these yet. They told me that they're gonna get fuller sets soon, but they only had a couple of colors, which worked out fine anyways because I only wanted a couple of colors just to try them out. I've had a bunch of artist friends tell me English that they think oil pastels would suit my style really well, and I've been really excited to try them out because I've seen people on YouTube use them and I think they're really cool. I've seen people do really cool things with them, but I have no experience with them whatsoever, and so before going ahead and purchasing 100 euros worth of oil pastels, I wanted to just get a couple and have a bit of a play around with them. So I'm gonna test them out on like some different papers that I've pulled out, and canvas as well, just to see what they're like. I wanted to do like just on different textures and stuff. I wanted to just, ooh, that, oh my god, it literally feels like drawing with butter. This is the coolest thing ever. What the hell? Why haven't I tried these before? Okay, I can already tell you I like them. I will have to do some more tests though, like trying to blend them out and stuff. And actually possibly making like a list of the colors that I would like. I think it might be fun for me to try to use them, just these three, for a while within pieces. We'll see, we'll see. I might try to add some into this one as well, because I want to see how opaque the white is as well. And I think this is a good piece to do that on, because I wanted to add some like very bold white strokes over the shirt and the background in this case as well. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Oh my god, I heard really good things about them, but I wasn't expecting them to be so smooth. This is even more buttery than actual oil paint. This is so cool. Okay, I'm really glad I bought these. I expect like a full set to come soon. So that's kind of the update for the week. I also, have I mentioned this yet? I don't think I have. I finished my previous commonplace, which is very exciting. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. I finished my previous commonplace. I am gonna do a bit more of an in-depth video with a full flip through as well, because I've not done like a journaling update type video in a while. The last one I did was like 4 months ago when I'd barely started using the system. So I wanted to do a new one because a lot of people seem to like that one. So I'm gonna do like a full flip through in that as well, and like I guess talk a bit more about the entries as well, which I don't always do in these videos. But I finished it, which is very exciting. Also, I thought I'd mentioned this in the last video. I haven't. I wanted to take a minute to thank you for hitting 10k. I made a post about it on Instagram and YouTube, like in the community tab, and it's very exciting. When I first started making these videos in September of 2015, I was 13. That is insane for me to think about. I was 13 and making silly videos, and it's insane to think that I've somehow ended up documenting so much of my life through these videos. I made these like all the way throughout my time in the UK, my last year of high school. It's a lot of very important moments for me, and I don't have a very good memory, so I sometimes look back at these and I'm very grateful that I have them to look back on, because there's so many things that I wouldn't remember, like in the slightest, if I didn't have these videos. So it's insane to me to just think about where I've gotten with these and like the opportunities that I've had through them. And just, yeah, I thought it was important to just stop by for a moment and say thank you. I celebrated with a little muffin at the beginning of the week. I think we hit 10k like on Saturday or Sunday or something, and while I was at home. But I wanted to do a little something for it, and I did a journal page about it because very exciting, needs to be remembered. So yeah, just thank you. I wanted, like, my plan was to start the talking segment with that, and then I got too excited about art supplies. And also I've been low-key stressed for this exam all day. So happy I remembered anyways. That's actually really exciting. So just thank you for that. Just thank you for being here. It's always really, really cool to read your comments and to know that we've created like this little art community. It's always a lot of fun. And then I just made a couple of pages brainstorming ideas. I've been feeling a bit lost when it comes to art making, just because I think I've mentioned this before, but I was in such a good place with painting. And then I basically had to stop painting for a while because I just didn't have the time to do that while preparing for exams. It's been an intense month and a half, that much I can say. And I think that's kind of thrown me off, because now that I'm starting to have more time to paint again, and that I'm starting to feel more inspired again, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I'm not in that flow anymore. So it's always a bit hard to like restart things. So I was journaling about it. I've had a bunch of ideas. I'm gonna probably have a sketching session like now, as soon as I finish recording this, because there's a few things that I want to work on. And that's the commonplace complete, which is very exciting. And then I've started the new one already. I think, I'm not sure if it was at the end of last week's video or the previous one that I set this up. I think it was the previous one, like episode 20. I set up, so the initial sticker key, I know this by now, but it's good to have it just for future reference, and in case I ever doubt it. I also stuck down a photo. I wrote it down here. It feels a bit narcissistic for me to like start the book with my own picture, but it's a really cute picture that my friend took of me last week after last week's exam, where we all went out to have drinks after that. And it was like a really happy moment and everyone was laughing, like we were having a good time and it was a really good week. And I wanted to remember that. And so I think it feels a bit narcissistic, but also I want this mood to happen more often, basically. Like, this was a really good moment and I want to remember it and I want to have more good moments like these. So also, I guess it makes sense for me to have it there. And then my exam session calendar thing, I did it with 7 days instead of 5 days like I had in the previous book. Just because in the previous one I needed to have all of the info about every single exam. By now, I remember all of this, and if I don't, I have this book to refer to anyways. I'm still carrying this around with me at the moment, because there's a lot of stuff, especially at the beginning, at the end, that I'm still referring to, like this was a revision plan for today's exam. These ideas I wrote down like 2 days ago, I still want to work on them, and a lot of other stuff like towards the end are just, again, more ideas. So I'll still be referring to this. I'm not sure when I'll stop carrying it around, but for now I just have it. I just slide it in the middle. That's the nice thing about this like traveler's notebook system. If I can find the middle elastic, you can just slide it through and have 3 books in your system instead of 2. It's a bit tight. You can squeeze in 3. You can't really do more than 3, but it's nice to be able to have 3 whenever you need to. And then when I'm at home, I usually just have them all out because I'm constantly writing in one and the other, and I don't really write in them while they're in the cover. I always take them out. So that's that. But in this case, I just thought I'd write down Saturday and Sunday as well, just so I can visualize things better and plan revision a bit more easily. And then this was my June calendar. I added like a this month section, so like things that I want to do this month, and I've filled in the first few days already. And then same as last month, I have my tracker on the side for a couple of things that I'm trying to keep up with this month. And then I ended up moving. I think at the end of the other video I was saying that I wasn't sure whether I wanted to move my painting tracker, my health and skin tracker over just yet, because I'm not done with using them in this book. Today's only the 7th. I need to backfill a couple of days than the past few days, but there's still a week left of me using them in here. But also I was just so tired of having to like flip through 50 pages to find the one that I wanted, so I just put them at the beginning. It's just easier. I'm not going to use it for another week, it's fine. And then painting tracker, this is really cool. I think now that I hopefully have a bit more time and hopefully start working on more paintings again, this will be very useful. So I'm very happy that I've moved it over. I'm not going to use the one that I had in here anymore. I've just abandoned it for now, it's fine, but I've moved it over. And then just a little bit of regular commonplacing. The next few spreads will probably be about this. I need to print out some pictures, but I don't have a printer here, so I'm either going to print them tomorrow morning at the printer shop, if I also have to go and get some uni notes printed, if I manage to sort them out today, or I'll print them out tomorrow night when I get back home, because I'm going home early this weekend, because I have a nail appointment on Friday morning. So I'm not sure how much I'll be able to film about that. I'll definitely show you like the finished spreads, but I don't bring my whole setup, like camera setup, back home, so I don't usually film a lot back home. But we'll see about that. I'm gonna have a bit of a play around with the oil pastels now, do some sketching, hopefully before dinner. What time is it? It's only 6, so I do have like a couple of hours before dinner. I'm gonna do some drawing, I'm gonna play around with these, and hopefully also have some time to do another black layer on that, so that while that dries, I can like keep thinking about what I want to do with the rest of it. I also need to find my white ink. I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use gouache or white ink because I don't know what that is, but that'd be nice to define the hair a bit more. We'll see about that. Nice and long talking segment for this week. I hope that you're doing well.